Yo, what it do, good people? Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. We got the super team of sports talk here with y'all on a Thursday night. I'm one half of it, Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian, and I'm checking in, as always, with my partner in crime, the 6 foot number post-up champ, I like to call him. Big man, tell the people who you are.
What's good people? It's your boy Uncle Kate, the other A in AA Sports, broadcasting live here on a Thursday for our picks and predictions show heading into 7 of the NFL season. What's good with you, homie?
I can't call it, man. Everything is good. Ready to watch this KC Denver Broncos matchup tonight. See if KC can get their offense back on track, and if the defense can at least attempt to earn their paychecks this week.
They should do okay this week because it's not like Denver's very explosive. But I'm more concerned about that Denver defense choking them out because they've been on one the last 2 weeks. But it's probably the best offense they done played the last few weeks, isn't it?
Denver? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So we'll see how that goes. Something got to give, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, people, we appreciate y'all as always tuning in. Don't forget to watch, hit those subscribe buttons. Don't forget to share the content with your friends, family, coworkers, whoever it may be. YouTube, Spreaker, iTunes, those are the platforms that we're on. Again, this is week 7 picks, episode 196, baby. We're going to get into it. And we'll be releasing our first Power 5 rankings of the year.
I just did mine, too.
No, man. 5 teams, don't take long. Let's get right on to it. Like we said, we got the Broncos hosting the Chiefs tonight. The Broncos, I think, have won 2 straight. The Chiefs has lost 2 straight. I don't see the threes going down. I don't see Broncos getting that 3rd straight win. I don't see the Chiefs losing 3 games in a row. I'm taking the Chiefs. I think Mahomes is a little bit healthier than he was last week. So I'm expecting them to get back on track.
Yeah, I think in order for Denver to win this, they're going to have to sack him at least 8 times. I don't think they're going to get to him 8 times. So I'm taking the Chiefs as well.
All right. Next up, we got one of these boring AFC East matchups. We got the Bills, Josh Allen and company hosting the Miami Dolphins. This week, they will be led by Fitzmagic. He has been named the starter by Brian Flores. He almost got him their first W last week, but it fell 2-point conversion. They came up a little short. I think they're going to come up a little short again here in Buffalo. I'm taking the Bills, but I give Fitzmagic like a 2 or 3% chance, right?
I was sitting there trying to see where you were going with it because I think they're going to beat their ass because Buffalo's defense is real. But Fitzmagic did play there. He did get the bag from Buffalo. I was just sitting there thinking when you was talking, I cannot recall a first-round pick over the last few years or whatever that has gotten fucked over more than Josh Rosen. I can't think of one.
Yeah, he's been in some couple bad situations here.
But, yeah, give me Buffalo in that. They done had a week off. They should choke these dudes out.
Okay. All right, so you're taking Buffalo there. All right, next up. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Cincinnati to take on the 0-6 Bengals. Did the Bengals get their first win this week?
Nope.
Okay. You feel the same way I do. Not much to harp on there. You know, the biggest news coming out of Jacksonville this week was the fact that Jalen Ramsey's gone. So
they're playing for the future. So
yeah, they should be able to get a W this week. Next up, good NFC North matchup. The underrated Lions. A lot of people still probably sleeping on them. Hosting Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. Are we going to get Kirk Cousins that we saw last week, or are we going to get Kirk Cousins that we've been seeing for the better part of the year? I'm going to roll the dice and say we're going to get Kirk Cousins that we saw last week, and they will win a close game in Detroit.
I picked Minnesota, but I'm kind of – because Detroit kind of took a L that they felt like they shouldn't have got last week. But I'm gonna ride Minnesota again this week. I'm not gonna jump off the cliff. They should maintain. They should. But Detroit aren't. They ain't some suckers. You know, I kind of got a little bit more respect for them. So.
Absolutely. Next up, who we got? Oh, the team that the Lions played last week, the Packers. They squeaked one out. We failed to mention their game with the Lions. We realized on the show, on the recap show a couple of days ago. Our bad. But you know, I missed it because there was so much talk about the flags and the calls and whatnot, and you know, I was of the minority side saying, hey, if y'all want to kick all them damn field goals and score some touchdowns.
Hawkinson would have caught the ball. There was a few passes that, you know, didn't go the right way. Yeah, you can't go up to Lambeau and kick field goals. You got to score touchdowns.
Right. But so the Packers stole one last week. It was gift wrapped to them pretty much. But they hosting the Raiders this week. Now the Raiders have been playing some pretty good football. I think they're coming off a bye, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they beat Chicago over in London, and that was
right. All right. I don't think they get the upset here. A little bit of the West Coast team. Well, they've had a whole week off, so the 1 o'clock thing going east shouldn't really affect them too much. I'm taking the Packers in this game. I think Davante Adams may have a shot at playing this week. He said he feel a lot better.
Oh, I ain't hear that. Okay, cool. They need him because they grabbing dudes at LA Fitness right now with all these injuries going the other way.
I like what LaFleur did throwing Jamal Williams in there last week and letting him get some burn in that run game. Now, a lot of it was probably due to the fact that Aaron Jones had to fumble, then he had to drop wide open touchdown. So maybe that got Williams some more snaps, but he needs to keep that running 1-2 punch up. It definitely as long as Davante is going to be out.
Yeah, you know, it was only a difference of I think 3 or 4 touches. So, you know, only reason why Aaron Jones went ham in Dallas was because they had no other running back besides himself, really. So he had about 28 touches, but that ain't normally his game. But give me Green Bay. But I will say this: if Oakland goes to Green Bay and gets this win, that'll be pretty solid. That'll be real solid for them.
Yeah, and if you look at the records, man, Oakland is going to be right there challenging for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
The way that they're playing, because the AFC is down. You know, it's not as strong top to bottom as the NFC is. So
you think they're better than the Chargers right now? I kind of think they are. The Chargers are terrible. So.
Yeah, I don't even have to think about it twice. Yeah, they are better than the Chargers right now. All right, so we both taking the Packers there. But I'm gonna mark that as a trap game.
Absolutely.
Look out. You know what I'm saying for the Packers. All right. Next up, 2 underachieving teams will be battling here in the A. Got the Falcons hosting the Rams. The Rams are coming off with 3 straight losses. It's 2
straight L's.
3 straight losses. I mean, they got Jalen Ramsey this week, but I don't think he is equipped to fix their offensive issues.
Nope.
How much of the defensive scheme and playbook will he be able to learn in a couple of days that he's going to play?
I was thinking about that too, but he traveled. If they're going to just play man like Wade Phillips like to do, then he just going to travel with Julio.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a possibility. You know, Chris Carter was talking about them possibly let him play cat coverage and then figure out the rest on the other side. So that is a possibility. But I got Atlanta. Call me crazy. Yes, I keep picking them for some reason. Maybe I should pick against them if I want them to win. But I think they're gonna win this week.
They got to. They're at home. This is it. If they don't get this win right here,
this will be the 3rd week in a row we said that.
I know. And I said on the show the other day that they were gonna fire Cuz after this game going into the bye. So
yeah, man.
Can they have a something gotta give bowl 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, now if they come in here and they let Todd Gurley, I think is back on track to play this week. If they let Todd Gurley come in here and get 125, 150 yards on them and look like UGA Todd Gurley.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Why hasn't Todd flown to Germany yet?
Yeah, Todd Gurley, he ain't featured him, man. He got his bread. He chilling. He got his lokes.
If he go to Germany, they'll fix that knee in like 48 hours. They'll shoot that shit up they gave Kobe and Dirk. He'll be straight.
Yeah, maybe get some the plasma spinning, cycling of the plasma or whatever, and re-inject it into the knee. I don't know if it'll help his situation, but
watch him get 150 Sunday.
Man, stop it. Hey, next up, so we both taking the Falcons there. All right, next up, we got the Deshaun Watson-led Texans coming off of the big win against the Chiefs in Kansas City last week. They'll be traveling to the Colts. Colts are coming off a bye as well. Darius Leonard should be back on the defense. Nice, young, strong defense. Who you got in this one, Hate?
I'm taking the Colts at home. They had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. It feel like a trap for Houston.
All right. I'm picking Houston to ride that wave from last week. They've been on a roll since dropping the game, I think 16-10 to Carolina. Was that y'all? Okay. Was that the game that Cam got hurt, or the first game that he was out?
Nah, that was the first game he was out. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He got hurt against Texas.
That's right. So the Texans been playing good ball ever since then. So I'm gonna pick them to keep the streak alive.
I expect low scoring in this game, though. I don't think it's gonna be a shootout.
No, I'm still low mid 20s at the most, probably.
24-17, 24-21, something like that.
Yeah, there you go. Next up. Oh, my 49ers are going to D.C. to take on the Redskins. Kyle Shanahan this week has not been missing words about how his time in D.C. went.
Right.
So boys got to come out there and kind of back him up at this point and play. I hope we don't come out sluggish, slow start, playing down to the competition. I hope none of that transpires. And this is a game I want to see. I want to see. Now, if we start running the ball like we, been running it prior to last week, then it'll be a no-go. But I want to see a game. I think he's had one so far. He almost had 300 yards. I want to see a 250, 300-yard passing game from Jimmy Garoppolo. And this would be a perfect team to try and get some continuity with some of them young, inexperienced receivers that we got.
I think Josh Norman will help you out with that 300 yards.
He is out there, ain't he? Oh man, he is out there. They're not gonna put him on. They're not gonna put him on Marquise Goodwin, are they?
I hope not. That's not even fair if they do. Josh can't run, y'all. Move him to safety. It's okay. Move him to safety. But yeah, y'all gonna run the checkup on them too, I believe. So Coach been talking. If all he got to say about his time there is I got to work with my dad and some other good coaches.
Right. So we're both taking the 49ers there. And then another reason, I hope we're not all the things that I said, and also hope that we're not looking forward to the next week when we play y'all. I hope we're not overlooking this team, basically. Next up, Danny Dimes, New York Giants. Saquon Barkley will be back this week, full participant in practice pretty much all week. They're gonna be taking on Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Cardinals been playing some decent, decent ball for a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback. But this ain't the Falcons. Well, they are worse than the Falcons. But I'm taking New York to win.
Yeah, I'm taking New York as well. I just totally glossed over the fact that that's the number 1 pick and the number 6 pick playing each other this game.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
totally glossed over
either.
I think Saquon being back, they're going to have the tight end Ingram back. Golden Tate's there. This is actually probably the first time we get to see them at full strength with everybody.
Yeah. Outside of Sterling Shepard, I doubt it.
Yeah, he don't need to right now.
Yeah, I doubt he's playing. But all those other pieces will be big. Now, the Cardinals got Patrick Peterson coming back this week.
So he should be on Golden Tate. You know what? I'm going to switch it up because we've been too. Give me Arizona. Let's see what Kyler does on the road. They've been balling. Giants defense ain't much better than Cincinnati.
Okay. All right, cool. That's a good look. If Golden Tate plays a slot and Patrick Peterson does not play a slot. Next up, we got the Chargers of LA, not San Diego, but the Chargers of LA going to Tennessee to take on them up and down, iffy whiffy, sometime ass Titans.
This is a hard game to pick, bro.
But the difference is this week there'll be a new starter in Tennessee, Ryan Tannehill. I'm gonna put my ducats in the bucket with Ryan Tannehill this week at home to rejuvenize the team. Maybe make Delaney Walker happy because he has been unhappy for the last several weeks. He's disgruntled.
I'm gonna go ahead and take. I'm gonna take the Chargers.
All right.
They're not very good, but I'm not sure about Tannehill either. So this may be I don't know. That might be a sure L I just handed myself. But I just don't know about this quarterback situation. I really don't.
Hey, it's one of them games, man. Yeah, both teams. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the whole team. Like I said,
just won 12 games last year, but they do got a gang of injuries though.
As always. Next up, we got the Saints. This would be a good game, maybe. Saints going into Chicago to take on the Bears. Now, Trubisky, I think, should be back this week, right?
They say he took all the reps this week. I could have sworn they said he was seriously injured. He ain't missed too much time.
I think
2-3 weeks.
I think that bye worked in their favor.
Yeah.
So he really only missed 2 real games?
I believe so.
And then he had another bye week, so it kind of worked out. I think that actually helps the Saints even more. I'm taking the Saints in this game. The defenses both are good, but I think ultimately the Saints will be able to do a little bit more offense. And I think the Saints defense can cause more havoc against the Bears offense. I think the Saints will be able to move the ball a little bit and put a few points on the board. The Bears not so much, especially since Trubisky been out.
Yeah, give me the Saints. Let's see which way it goes. I'm not a big Trubisky guy, so we'll see which way it goes.
I mean, hell, has he done anything to make you say otherwise? No, not really.
No. And it's like you sit there and want to shit on the homie, but he only started 1 year. They do that shit when they drafted him. So, oh, my bad. They got fleeced. I wonder what you guys told him. Like, yeah, dog, he good. Y'all better get him. Y'all better move up.
Hey, man.
All-time fleece job.
It could go down in history as one of those things because just aside from all the picks that they traded to us for him to move up one spot, and we weren't going to take him. Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson.
Sitting on the board. Cooling. Deshaun Watson got a title in his hand, just whooped Alabama's ass. Y'all go with a dude who just started 1 year.
Oh, boy. Boy. All right, so we're both taking the Saints there. Next up, Lamar Jackson and company will be going up to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. They got the newly acquired Marcus Peters from the Rams this week. Can he help fix their defense enough in a couple days to go up to Seattle and get a W?
Nah, give me Seattle.
Yeah, I think it's going. I think this could actually maybe a little bit of a high scoring game.
Yeah.
I think Lamar and them will be able to put some points on the board. Yeah, but I'm taking the Seahawks at home.
Go.
All right, big Sunday night matchup. 3-3 Eagles, 3-3 Cowboys. Cowboys are hosting. Losers of 3 straight games. Eagles ain't been faring much better. Both teams still sitting at 3-3. It's going to be a big game, even though it's mid-October. This is going to be a big game to determine. It's going to go a long way to determine who's going to be winning this division.
Right.
It's looking like 9-7 or so is going to win you the division. Maybe 10-6 at best. Doug Peterson on record early this week, guaranteeing a win.
Yeah.
I'm going to ride with him. I'm going to ride with the Eagles. They got Jalen Mills coming back this week to try and help out that secondary. We'll see how that goes. I think he's coming off of ACL, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. First week back off of ACL. we'll see how much of an impact he has, but he can't be no worse than what they've been putting out there.
Well, the good
on the back end, that is.
Good thing for Dallas, Lyle Collins and Tyron Smith are back at practice. They said Cooper was like, I'm preparing like I'm going to play. That ain't the same as I'm going to play. I'm going to take Dallas up. Dakota, you have to win this game. You have to win this game, Dakota.
So that's a must, right?
You have to win this game. So do what y'all can. I don't know if Randall Cobb gonna play. Y'all gotta figure it out. You gotta win this game. And the season isn't over if they don't win it. It's not over at all. But this is what did Jarvis Landry say last year? They're losing is contagious.
It's contagious. Yeah, I forgot about that contagious rant on Hard Knocks. I forgot
this
about
shit right now with them, bro. It's contagious. It's spreading. So, like it's spreading up there in Cleveland. He wasn't bullshitting when he said that.
Absolutely. This is how it goes. This is how it goes. All right, so I got the Eagles. Shout out to Kane and Ice. You taking the Cowboys. That's a good Sunday night matchup. NFC East battle's always good. Last game of the week, New England Patriots will be taking on Sam Darnold and the Jets. Again, this ain't the Jets of the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, people. This is Sam Darnold-led Jets. Came out and upset the Cowboys last week, but nobody expected that to happen. Now, they got to do a better job of sustaining offense throughout the whole game because they kind of hit a wall last week. They put up 21 early, and it was nothing else after that. They held on for dear life. They ain't going to be able to do that against the Patriots. Can they pull an upset?
Man, I'm putting a safety in my best corner to bracket Edelman. Everybody else going to have to beat me. Everybody else. I'm still take the Patriots because some kind of way that old man finds a way to win. But it wouldn't surprise me. And the hype train would take off for Sam Darnold once again. But give me the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots as well, but I'm actually hoping that the Jets beat them.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Because I love to see some competition in that division.
That defense been propping them up the last 3 weeks. I don't even think Josh Gordon's gonna play Monday. So you're gonna have Philip Dorsett's go running behind Edelman. That's it. I don't know who they got at tight end. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's gonna play this week, but Ben Watson, after getting cut, re-signed, so he back.
So they kept him on while he was on suspension. They brought him back, cut him, and now they're bringing him back again.
Right.
Yeah.
And if that goes the way that Demaryius Thomas little tenure went, that means he will be traded soon, right?
Right. DT was mad, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a little salty about that.
I'm like, bro, that's kind of the way it go. So, but all right, you ready to do these Power Fives?
Yeah, let's get it, man. Let's get it. You want me to go first, or you got it?
I'll go first because I want to get to this game. Denver to just walk the ball down the field on Kansas City. All right, number 1, I got the New England Patriots. Number 2, I got your San Francisco 49ers, the Bullies. Now, I switched up my 3 and 4 while we were sitting here. I'm putting Saints at 3, Green Bay at 4. And I could be wrong about this one, but it's my Power 5. I'm going to go with the Chiefs at 5.
Okay. All right. We got pretty much the same, except for one. I got the Pats, my Niners, the 2 undefeated teams, 1-2. I got the Saints in the 3rd spot over the Packers. I like because the Saints got better wins.
Yeah.
Their only loss is the game that they lost to the Rams, and Drew Brees went out of that game.
Right.
Other than that, they have beat the Texans, they beat the Seahawks, they beat the Cowboys, Jacksonville and Tampa here. So those are quality wins. So I got them in the 3 spot, edging the Packers. And then in the 5th spot, because they beat them last week, I got the Texans.
Yeah. And their records are the same, aren't they? Houston. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, just a little bit more insight. I got the Chiefs and your Panthers right there on the bubble, right there on the outside looking in, ready to step in there for any one of them.
Hell, see, that was 5-1. I just don't know how I feel about that 5-1.
Yeah,
Do they
exactly.
have a quality win outside of the Rams this year? They don't, do they?
I think they have beat some of the same teams that we have beat, actually. As a matter of fact, I had it written down. The combined win-loss records of the two teams. But Seahawks, I know they've beaten Cleveland. They beat the Rams. Did they play the Bucks yet? I think they beat the Bucks. Oh, I got it right here.
Because the Saints went up there and gave them the one loss.
So they beat the Bengals. They beat the Bengals, the Steelers. They lost to the Saints. They beat the Cardinals. They beat the Rams and the Browns. So
they don't have any quality. Well, I guess you could say the Rams are the best win they got.
Yeah, if it were earlier in the season, Rams maybe.
Right.
I mean, I guess. Right. I mean, but yeah, the Rams are definitely the best team because you look at Cincinnati and they beat Cincinnati by 1 point week one. And Cincinnati hasn't won a game yet. They barely beat. They beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's the game Ben got hurt, I believe.
By 2 points, and that was only by 2 points, and that was the game Ben got hurt. They lose to the Saints. They beat the Cardinals 27-10, and then they beat the Rams by a point, and then they beat the Browns here after falling behind, having to come back.
Have they got fed off the suckers early on?
I mean, you got to play your schedule that you're given. One thing I will say though about teams with a lot of non-quality opponents, so to speak, early, it shows you a good team if you still beat them. Because bad teams will still find a way to drop one or two of those games. So I guess you can look at it like that. So yeah, I forgot all about Seattle. I still don't have them in my top 5.
No.
Maybe they can bump the Texans out, maybe, but the Seattle Panthers and the Chiefs right there in that next group.
Yeah.
Right outside the top 5 for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
all right.
There you go.
All right, so there it is. Oh, I forgot before we started to go over our records last week. Last week we had 4 games that were different. It wasn't looking good for me early. I thought I might get swept or only win 1 game, but we had the Eagles. Eagles Vikings was different. You had the Vikings. I had the Eagles. You won that. We had the Browns and the Seahawks. I had the Seahawks. You took the Browns. My 49ers beat the Rams. That was 1. We had a 4th game, I thought.
Washington,
Miami. There you go. You took the Redskins and I took the Dolphins. So we basically split 4 games, 2-2. So I'm still up 1 game overall. Right now, our overall records, hey, you at 52-39-1, and I'm at 53-38-1. Next week, I will actually calculate percentages so we can start putting the percentages out there. We should be 65% bare minimum. That's bare minimum. All right, people, we appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Again, game just started Thursday night. Chiefs and the Broncos. As Hate just said, if you heard him, Broncos walked the ball right down the field. They up 7-0. We're going to see what the Chiefs do tonight. Uncle Hate, plug your social media, man. Tell these people where to reach you at.
At ReK6000. Holla at me. I talk sports.
All right, you can find me. Yeah, you can find me at Diego Barish. I'm on Twitter as well. Don't forget to check out the AA Sportscast Facebook, Twitter, IG, all those pages. Shout out to the Urban Arena crew. You can find content on Facebook for them as well. We up out of here. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see y'all next week, baby. Week 7 recap on next Tuesday. We'll holler at y'all then. Be easy. Peace.